Hey guys, it's me. I'm back and I am alive. So I know it has been 12 and a half freaking billion years since I last posted a video on YouTube. So, I need a video and I have a story, so why not take two and two and clash them together. This is a story about when I broke my leg. Yeah. It's actually a funny story, because most of you are like, probably because he's wearing those slides again. No. Well, this was 8th grade year. It was right after Christmas break. It was the first day we got back from school. And I'm 8th grade, middle school, so I had to take gym. Gross. So, when I went to gym, I wore my slides as usual because I don't wear shoes because I don't like the way they feel on my feet, and my feet really stink when it gets sweaty. So I wore slides to school and whatever. So my gym teacher came up to me. He was like, "Listen, you don't do anything in gym. You never dress out. If you come back tomorrow with your slides on, I will fail you for the year." And I'm like, well, shoot. Well, that ain't good, because I kind of need gym to pass. The next day, I came back to school with my shoes. And I brought a change of clothes, and there we go. So that day, it was rainy outside, or it just got off raining, and so the field was still wet or whatever. So we played kickball inside the gym. So we were getting ready, and I'm not wanting to play, so I'm in the back of the line, like, you can go in front of me. I don't really care. Kick the ball, whatever. Do what you do. And I was always like, every time we would switch back from outfield to the play, I would like, go ahead in front of me. I don't want to play. So my gym teacher came up to me and goes, you have to play. There's no ifs, buts, or what's about it. You have to play. You dressed out, good job, good for you, but you've got to participate in our activities for today. So I'm like, fine. So I step up to the base thing, and I go kick the ball, and I missed. I missed the ball. They threw it. I kicked it, and it went that way. It was a foul ball, I think that's what you call it. See, I play soccer. I love playing soccer. I'm really good at kicking the ball. But that day I was like, I do not want to do this. Just let me go back to freaking science or history or whatever. So the third time I kicked it, and it went that way. It went far that way and hit the wall, bounced back, whatever. So as I'm running, the traction of my foot, the front of my foot, the ground, when I was running, it like caught, and the top of my heel right here went like this and touched the ground. That's not normal. No. Straight, but my foot was bent backwards like this. And I remember hearing an apple pop. And I made the base, by the way. I was first base, like, not a big deal. I was running, and so as soon as I got it, and I stood up, and I was like, okay, we're good. So I put weight on it, and I was like, nope, fuck that, nope. So I was hopping all the way back to the freaking home base, and saying the F word multiple times, over and over again, because something was not right. My gym teacher told me, he goes, stop cussing. No, I think I just broke my leg. And he goes, no you didn't. Bitch, don't tell me that I didn't break my leg. First, I'm not crying at this point. I'm just saying fuck. Okay, so I open the door to the hallway, the main hallway, whatever, to the little area, and I slide down against the wall with my leg outwards. That was the end of it. Game over. I screamed to the top of my lungs, and my gym teacher was yelling at me, "Stop it, I see this all the time, you're fine, you just sprained it, just walk it off." I wasn't really paying attention to him. I'm like, my leg is broken. So the female gym teacher came up to me, she goes, "You're okay, you're okay. Just breathe, you gotta breathe, you gotta breathe, you gotta calm down." And I'm like, "Excuse me, do you want me to break your leg and tell you to go, shh, calm down? Just breathe." My leg is broken. But everybody's like, "It's not broken. Yeah, it's not broken." So they called the ambulance because they couldn't get a hold of my mom first. And I guess when they pulled up, my mom called back and they were like, "Your son is going to the hospital." That's it. That's all they said. What happened, like, she speeds up to the school and I'm still sitting on the floor. The medics are right here trying to get me up. I'm screaming, "No, I want my mother. Take me to Womack." I wouldn't get on the gurney. I was still sitting on the floor screaming. So when my mom finally got up there, she was like, "Come on, baby, you've got to get up. Get up." And she finally picked me up, me over to the gurney. So when they lifted it up and they took me into the back of the ambulance and we were on our way to the hospital. My mom's a nurse, so she was like, "I got this." IV in my body into this big van. I'm like, "Mom, I don't like needles like this," but I was in pain, so I was like, "Just do it already." And he's like, "It's not broken." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, something's wrong. If it's not broken, then something's wrong." But I'm not saying that because I'm screaming in pain. So when we finally got to the hospital, they moved me to a little wheelchair and I'm rolling down the hallway screaming. So when we got to the x-ray, because we had like wait 15 minutes to get back there, we got the x-rays or whatever. I think I blacked out at this moment because I do not remember getting my x-rays. And the next thing I know, I was in a bed, laying like this, screaming with bandages wrapped around my leg. I remember hearing them talking, my mom talking on the phone, like, "Oh my God, his leg is broken." In 3 places, I broke in my fibula twice and my tibia one. Broke it in half, and I'm like, "Oh my God, my leg is broken." Like, I knew it was broken, but at this moment it was like, "Oh, it's broken, yeah, that's in there." And they're like, "He's gonna have to go in for surgery." But there's nobody available to give him surgery. So I was like in like the waiting area. Like, they moved me upstairs to another room. I was in that room for 3 days in pain with sweatpants on and a shirt that I did not like at all. My parents walked outside because they needed a break from me screaming. I remember the nurse came in at one point and I was like, "You've got to cut my pants off." So she's like, "I can't do that." "Yes, you can. I asked you to. Please." I'm begging, I'm pleading. I'm like, "Please, just cut them off." And I'm screaming. I'm like screaming at her because my foot's hurting and I'm hot. I want to be at least somewhat comfortable. So my mom finally comes in. She goes, "What's the problem?" And she's like, "She wants me to cut his pants off and I can't do that." And then my mom was like, "Why not?" She goes, "I need your permission." She goes, "Well, don't cut them off." I'm hot, and then my mom finally breaks to shut me up to cut them off. So they cut them off like boxers, or what, like high boxers, so I could get a little bit. The next day, I'm in the surgery room, like the surgery waiting area. Like 20 minutes later, they're like, "Okay," it felt like forever, but they're like, "Okay, it's time to go." And I'm like, "Yay." I took something, and I counted to 10. I was like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they were confused. They're like, "You should have been like knocked out by now." I'm like, "Hey." I guess they gave me more or whatever. And up, and as soon as I went under the lights, I was like, knocked out. And then I remember waking up to hearing somebody like 3 curtains down screaming. And I'm like, "Will you shut up?" And so they finally moved me out of this way. I go for like I left the hospital that next day. So Saturday, I went home. And I had my leg bandaged up or whatever. So I had to wait another week to get my cast on. So I was still in pain, but I wasn't in that much pain. Like it was like more of like the stitches and the sutures and the staples, like, you know, you get a cut and it kind of hurts, whatever. It was still kind of that, but it was still like hurting. So I remember my stepdad made me a little sling for my under bed, like, cause I had a bunk bed at the time, and he got a towel and he cut it in half and he tied it to each of the little bars, so I had a little sling for my leg. So flash forward to school. I got to go back to school for a month out. And I have crutches because I can't put any weight on my foot. So I was in crutches. And it was kind of a big school, and I was lazy, and I'm fat, and I'm like out of breath. Like, I got me a wheelchair from the front office because I'm lazy and I didn't feel like crutching around the whole entire school. But the first day I was all on crutches. And I passed my gym teacher, and he apologized to me. He was like, listen, I am so sorry that, like, I see it all the time and I felt really bad. He goes, don't worry about the rest of the semester. You're good. Don't, like, you passed. I'm like, you see what happens when you threaten me? So I didn't have to do anything for health or PE either. So, and I passed because he felt bad. Yeah, it took me a year to get ready, get like back to normal. I went to therapy every Tuesday and Wednesday. Yep, that was my story time of the day. So if you enjoyed this video and you want me to do more story time or any other thing, like this video. And if you are not subscribed, please subscribe to me. I am desperate. No, I'm not really desperate, but it would be nice. Click that little notification button so you never miss a video of me. So thank you for tuning in to this video of how I broke my leg. Goodbye, guys.